Okay, we have Mr. Bear here. We are in a brand new to him room. We've spent a little bit of time checking it out. What do you think? What do you think, buddy? I don't care if he's on the couch, it's not a big deal. So we're here just working on basics right now. We've faded the lure for the sit and the down, and he's doing really great at giving me his attention, which I just acknowledge with petting and just praise for the most part right now. Good job. He's doing pretty great with working on the leash right now. We have him on leash because it's a new to him room. There's stuff, out of shot and everything that he could get into that I don't want him to choose to jump on or grab. So the leash is management technique, okay? We also have a new to him dog, which is a big Duke, and he's really excited. He's kind of upset that he's away from his little brother, or his little big brother, other Duke, and I don't know if you guys can hear him barking in the background, but he's also on the porch barking. So what we're going to do here is just work on marking and rewarding without the treat in our hand for our basic sit and our down, or our attention right here, which he's been doing really, really great with. I'm not always using food. You don't get the treat for that, buddy. You can't have the treat for that one. Nope. So we're going to ask, once we have his attention, because that's really important. If your dog is not looking at you, you cannot ask them for anything. And I can't ask him to sit if he's already sitting. I could, however, gently pull his leash to get him out of that. Could have asked him for a down. Good boy, sit. Don't have any treats in my hand. So we're going to mark, and then we're going to reach for a treat. And right now I have them in my pocket, but later on they'll be on another shelf. Good boy, free. They'll be on a shelf or anywhere else that is not on my person, so that we can get away from having food as a follow-up reinforcer all the time. And we'll move on to intermittent reinforcement. I don't care if he's sitting by himself. That's really good. It's very polite. You did super good. But since he's offering the sit, we're going to go ahead and change it up and ask for a down. Yep. He pulled his butt off the ground, so I pulled my hand back. I'm going to give him this opportunity to follow through. Wood floors too, so it's a little slippery and it might help. He's a little bit stressed out, and I think that's because he was just outside playing and having a good time, and I just brought him into this brand new to him room. Yep. Butt comes off the floor. I'm just going to come right back up. I'm going to wait for him to offer that tail on the floor behavior. I'm not going to say a word because I don't want to cue him for it. Hi. Hello. What are you doing? What do you think? Nope. Nope. Keep all that slack because I don't want his focus to break away. Good boy. Down. Don't want to repeat my cue, so I'm trying to not make him break his sit here by giving him too much eye contact, because he could absolutely bop me in the face again. I'm not giving him any slack there. Good boy. I'm going to mark for that behavior right there, because that's what I like. Even though he may have been interested with something on the floor. Good job. Free. Give him this release cue. You did so good. That was nice. Let's see if we can do it again. Can you? Hello. So he doesn't. Whoops. I didn't mean to step on your foot, Bobby. Oh, he didn't. He doesn't have to sit first. But it's easier to start here for a puppy in particular because he already is learning how to get his body coordinated, right? We know what a klutz he is. So it's a lot easier if his tail end is already down before we ask him to lay down. It's just less complicated. We want simplicity all the way, okay? So he's already got his tail on the ground. I have his attention. He has no problem with that part at all. And I'm going to ask him for a down. Give him a few seconds. Duke is barking in the background, and that is stressing him out a little bit, although the floor is really interesting, isn't it? Yeah. So I'm going to wait. Notice my hand signal's all the way at the ground. So our next step after this, because we're away from the food lure, we don't have to have the food in the hand to show him to get into the lay down position anymore. We mark when he finally gets into it. Hey. Tail comes off the ground. We pull our hands up and wait. Having a hard time. Yeah, we are. So that's okay. So a little bit too much distraction here. Could have a lot to do with, hey, I just separated him and Duke They are having a little bit of a hard time with that. It's feeling a lot like litter meat syndrome to me, which I'll try to find some good reading articles for you on that. It is going to be critical that you guys spend some time individually with both Duke and Bear. That counts, dude. I'll take it. Nope. So if I go and I give him the reinforcement as he's coming up, that's going to teach him to break his down before I want him to. So I'm going to withdraw that treat. He got his click in the right position. We want to make sure we deliver the reinforcement in the right position too. So we're going to get him back into the correct part. Mom's in the kitchen again, creating more distractions. I am going to use my food lure again this time because we are having a hard time. We are struggling with that baby puppy brain. Good job. Good boy, free. So we're going to do that again with the food lure. And we're going to do it once without. Tail on the ground, down. We're asking once. My neighbors over there are moving in, so that's causing an additional distraction. Nope. Butt comes off the ground, treat comes up. Yes, very good. Good job. Good boy. Oh, whoops. I made a mistake. It happens because I'm a human being too, right? I forgot to give him his release cue, which is free. We want to, and you guys can change this. I just say free. It's just an example, okay? There's nothing wrong with using another word, but your release cue, you want to add that every time before they get up out of position so that you can teach an implied stay, which means that if I ask my dog to be in a particular position, they don't break that position until I say, free. I didn't ask you to be in that position, but you can get up anyway. Good boy. You did a good boy. Okay, so we're going to try this again without the food lure, so no treats in my hands this time. Hi, buddy. Have to have our dog's attention. Hi there. Good boy. I'm going to wait for him to offer that. Ask him to lay down. And we're going to wait because we have to compete with all these distractions. We're doing the best that we can now. Yes, good job. Simply by using management and getting away from everything. Good boy, free. So I've said free, he's not getting up, so we're going to apply gentle pressure on the leash to coax him out of that position. What are you doing? Good boy. No treats for that because I just want him to know. Hey, free means get up and go about your little doggy day. Do whatever you want. Good job. You want to do this again? Done. So I've asked him once. ADD puppy brain, we're paying attention to everything else. So my mom was coughing in the other room, my neighbors are talking in the driveway, which is on the other side of the wall to the right in your picture. Yep, butt comes up, hand comes up. I'm going to take up the slack so he can't leave. Because right now we're working, buddy. I'm not going to repeat myself, I'm just going to give the hand signal again. Because we don't want to be repetitive. He heard us the first time, he's just having a really hard time because his brother is barking in another room across the house and we can hear that. Yes, very good. I'm going to stand up this time. Oop. Yes, very good. He corrected himself that time, so that was perfect. Good boy, free. So notice when I was going down to deliver the reinforcement, he popped right back up. I immediately withdrew that treat. He fixed himself pretty quickly that time, and I bent down and I gave him his reinforcement. And we quickly, we cut that duration down pretty big. So we are going to work next on continuing to practice in other distracting environments. That means every single room in this house we're going to do some work in. Good boy, you're so silly. You're a good puppy. So we're going to practice in all the rooms in the house that we can. We're going to practice in the backyard or the front yard on walks, with and without treats. If the distraction level goes up, I might take a step back and have the treat in hand to lure for the behavior and show him what I want, right? Because if there's distractions around, we have to kind of intercept those distractions and become the distraction ourselves, if that makes sense. And that might mean having a little bit of food with us in the beginning to start teaching those better habits despite all of these distractions. So that's what we're going to be working on, is getting away from the food for most of the locations that we're practicing in, and then getting our hand signal up off the ground for the down. So by the time he comes home, the hand signals should all be given from a standing upright position, because I don't want you guys killing your back over this. He is offering a down. I'm going to go ahead and mark and reward for this. Pretty good boy. You're such a good boy. Don't have to have a release cue for this because I didn't ask him to be in this position, but he's doing really well. Our next steps, and let's see. Actually, I think we're going to take a break. It's potty break time, isn't it? He had a lot of water. We had a lot of water before I came in here. He's a good boy. So we are going to take a break for Puppy Brain to go and exercise and relax a little bit more before we come back and start working on our next exercise, which is going to be our recall. I can actually drop his leash and let him wander around if he likes. What do you think? What are you doing, buddy? You may not get up and go check out the rest of the room. I can't believe you don't want to be nosy today. We're just excited. There's too much going on. New dog, new smells. He's doing good. Pretty good boy. You ready? Come on. I'm going to add some gentle pressure here and coax him up. Come on, buddy. Hello. You ready? Let's go. Oh, good boy. I know. Say it is close to nap time, huh?